Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Raptor6 coming at you with another video today. And what I'm going to be bringing you guys is a couple of predictions and the NBA playoff bracket because, yeah, I don't have a legitimate video idea for right now. So I figured, why not just make a prediction video on who I think is going to win MVP. And I think these are the two top dogs right now who actually can win it. I really think it's going to come down to Harden and Curry. But the reason why I think the person I think is going to win it is Harden. And the sheer fact that I think Harden's going to win it is because he's been carrying all year long. And don't get me wrong, Steph Curry did. Well, his team is in the first seed, and Harden is in the second seed, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking at the bracket right now, and they are in second. So, but I really think the reason why Harden should get the MVP award is because he's been carrying the team all year long. He hasn't had Dwight with him for more than half the season. Uh, I guess you could say some of the team has some pieces, but they've been injured all year long. So I really do feel that Harden's been just carrying the team the whole entire year. I mean, don't get me wrong, Curry's been having a breakout year and he's been having a good year, let alone. But I just think that Harden's been the only person to really truly deserve it since he's been carrying the team and he's actually taken the second spot in the best conference of the NBA. So that's just my little opinion, but I will be making a reaction video when they do announce the MVP. But let's get right into the bracket. So for the first seed of the Eastern Conference, we're going to have the Atlanta Hawks versus the Brooklyn Nets. And then second seed, we have the Cleveland Cavs versus the seventh seed Celtics. And then for the third seed, we're going to have the Chicago Bulls versus the sixth seed Bucks. And then to round it out for the Eastern Conference, we're going to have fourth seed Toronto Raptors versus fifth seed Wizards. And my prediction for the East is probably going to be the Bulls. I want to see the Bulls go to conference finals, take a game 7 with the Cavs, and I just want to see them win. I want them to go all the way. So that's just me personally. And then for the Western Conference, we have first seed Warriors going against the 8th seed Pelicans, and I was really hyped that the Pelicans won last night. I didn't want to see the Thunder go just for the sheer fact that they've been in there for the past couple of years, and it's awesome to see how the young player Anthony Davis. I just want to see what he has to offer in the playoffs. I know they're probably not going to win, but I like to see how many games they could try to pull off there. And then for the second matchup, we were going to have the second seed Houston Rockets versus the seventh seed Dallas Mavericks. Now the Dallas Mavericks, they're not out of it, but I mean, I shouldn't say if, since Dwight Howard is now back, the Rockets, I guess you could say, are at almost full strength, if not. And especially if Harden's willing to carry and really provide on offense and plays a good defense, then they're probably going to most likely win that series. And then for the next matchup, we are going to have the Clippers versus the Spurs. Clippers being third seed, and then the Spurs being the sixth. Actually, yeah. Yeah, no, that's sixth seed. I'm sorry, I was reading it wrong. I really think that series is going to go to game 7. That's the way I see it. That's the way I envision it because if you're watching the Spurs game last night against the Pels, I know this isn't really that good of a comparison, but at one point the Pelicans were up by like 22, I want to say, and they started creeping up on them. They're down by 6 points at one point in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, but the Pelicans are a completely different team and everything too. But what I'm getting at is that the Spurs have all the experience, all the talent, and don't get me wrong, the the Clippers do have Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre, but I don't see them lasting too far into the playoffs. Um, and for the last spot, for the last matchup, we were going to have the Portland Trailblazers at fourth, and the Memphis Grizzlies at fifth. And I don't know who is going to come out of that one. Oh, that's gonna be a good one. It's hard to tell who will win that. I'm gonna go with the sheer fact that Grizzlies are probably the better defensive team here, and the Trailblazers are shorthanded without Wesley Matthews, and I think Nick Batum got injured again, so he might not even play the first couple of games. So I think they're just shorthanded for the first couple of games. So I could see Memphis probably taking advantage of that and taking them out in that series. But who do I think is going to come out of the Western Conference? I know this is probably going to be a shocker for most people, but I really don't think it's going to be the Warriors. I really feel that it's either going to be the Spurs or the Rockets. But I'm really just rooting for the Rockets just because I want to see James Harden win a ring and Dwight. But it's either going to really come down to the Rockets and the Spurs. That's how I envision conference finals going down. But I really do think that the Spurs are going to go to the finals, and it's going to be Chicago versus Spurs. I mean, that would be pretty cool, but I wouldn't want to see the Spurs go back into the finals again for the third year in a row. I mean, I guess a lot of Spurs fans, well, obviously Spurs fans are going to support this, but I don't like to see the same teams in the finals over and over. I don't know, it just gets boring to me. But yeah, I just think that that's how the finals are going to go. It's going to be Chicago and San Antonio, and I really want to see Chicago win, but that's going to be a really tough. That's going to be a really tough series. But as long as D Rose possibly returns into his MVP form, then it'll be a whole different situation, and they'll probably have a decent chance. But that's how I feel about the playoffs. So yeah, I guess that's been the video for today for the playoff bracket and my MVP prediction. Let me know what you guys think about who's going to win the finals and who's going to come out of the East and the West and who's going to win the MVP in the comment section down below. And it's been your boy Robster6, and I'll see you guys later.